I'm Panzer Dragon. I'm a jungler. I'm rank 11 or 12 on the NA ladder. I play jungle yeah, I'm challenger. Okay, that's it.
Okay, that was a very Panzer Dragon-like response. So. Today's video is brought to you by Mobalytics, an amazing tool for analyzing your play and improving at League. Today I want to take a look at the post-game feature. Here we can look at a game we just played and Mobalytics will give us details about our play, what went wrong, and how to improve. We can see how we performed in each category for that game. We get a synopsis of our biggest mistakes made, which for me this game was taking too many one-for-one trades I didn't need to take, and it'll give you a how to improve breakdown, which is something you can apply to future games. If you're interested in getting these awesome stats and details about your own play, go get Mobalytics for free now using the link down in the description. Thanks guys, and let's get into it. Hey, what's going on guys, and welcome to a new video. Now today we are going to be talking to Panzer Dragon. It's going to be kind of informal Q&A, just kind of talking about jungle. I think he's the perfect guy to talk to considering I'm a jungle main and I'm hard stuck. So I just wanted to give this a little intro. I have these shitty earphones in because I just got my ears pierced and it hurts like a bitch to have these on, and I don't want him to come through my shitty speakers, so I'm gonna be doing it with these. Hope that's not an issue. I'm gonna go ahead and get Panzer Dragon into the Discord, and then we'll begin from there. Let me give you like a brief history of me. I got to Diamond in season 5.
Whoa. How old are you?
I turned 23 in like a few weeks.
Fuck, you're younger than me? You look older than me. What the fuck?
Nah, dude, I don't know. Everyone says my voice sounds like I'm 16,
Yeah,
but then
that's
I look
true.
like I'm 30.
No, that's true. I agree with that.
Yeah. Wait, how old are you? 20, let me guess, 24, 25?
24, I think. I
You
don't remember.
think?
I'm Panzer Dragon. I'm a jungler. I'm rank 11 or 12 on the NA ladder. I play jungle yeah, I'm challenger. Okay, that's it.
Okay, that was a very Panzer Dragon-like response. So. All right, so the first question I wrote down is, again, these are kind of general, but what do you see as like one of the biggest mistakes junglers in Diamond Elo tend to make? Because like obviously you play against some diamonds,
okay. Okay, there's a lot of little things. So I know what Red does. He gets cocky. I've like analyzing Red's gameplay. He basically will go over the scuttle crab thing.
Right.
He'll go over that, and then he's in vision, right? But like he'll be like, nah, the enemy's too fucking stupid.
Like they're not paying attention.
Yeah, to pay attention. So he's basically underestimating them. So I guess being cocky and underestimating your opponents is one thing.
Fair enough. I think I'm guilty of that. I definitely go in like way too hard sometimes. I'm just like, you know what? I can outplay them. They're not that good, and then like, but it's a low percentage play. And
so when you also think like that, you might be tunnel visioning when you because you actually tunnel vision. You don't realize it, but when you think you can do something, but then you don't like check the mini map, but you're like, damn, this play would be sick if I did it. That's you're tunnel visioning already.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
committing to something way too early.
Like if you're like 100% about like whatever, like there's no way they can stop me because let's say you want to do a dive top and then like you see the mini map, you see like the enemy has a mid TF and he warps to bottom, and then you see Sejuani bottom as well, the enemy jungler. Then you're top, you're like, they can't counter this. This dive is easy.
That's 100% play. Yeah.
Just 100% smart play is like zero risk. Like
so, like if you were about to dive top and you didn't have information on the enemy jungler, and
I wouldn't do it.
You just wouldn't. Okay.
I like if like maybe if I had Galio mid to back me up, but like
your point though is that you would need to have more than just a dive opportunity. Okay.
I need more information to do this dive. Obviously, my top lane is pushing up. Maybe if he's like level 9, I'm level 7, the enemy top laner is level 6. Okay, that's free. But
all right, second question. And this question I want to ask now because it's definitely important to me and my channel. Like I'm considered a Lee Sin one trick. You said you already knew that. And although I can play other champions, I'm definitely not at the caliber that I am with them as I am with Lee, at least mechanically. So I just want to know how important you feel like champion pool plays in actually climbing to Masters, and after that, like what champions do you recommend?
So you can one trick anything to a Masters. but like what Red does, I remember what Red did is he played like a bunch of champions, and I'm like, why? Why don't you just stick to like 3? That's what I
Right.
did.
So it's
So,
like,
hmm?
am I putting myself at a disadvantage by trying to play Lee Sin though? Like, is that
Kind of, because he's like not meta right now.
right?
But I mean, a bunch of challengers still play him, but I still think tanks are like straight busted. Like, if you ever have a matchup where you're Lee Sin against Johnny, you auto lose if you go even.
That's true. It definitely makes
Or
it harder, but I don't know
yeah,
how to play these. The problem is like I don't know how to play these champions. Like, how is it? Do you just like? Is it easy to learn? Like, I mean, I can't imagine it's hard. I know it's not hard mechanically, but I feel like I'm too slow in my early game. Like, I always get behind when I play like Maokai or champions like that. I know they're really easy to play, but I play it. I'm so used to playing carry junglers that I play them as if I was a carry jungler, and then that sets me behind usually. Is there like a different way? That's going to lead into my next question, which is about clearing. So I'll just ask that now because I think like the question is, I think I can answer it myself honestly. Yes, I should be playing more meta junglers, but it's not impossible to one trick. It was kind of a stupid question, honestly. Let me just ask the next one, which is, for me, when I'm clearing, I do like relatively the same clear for my first clear every game. I mean, there's certain situations where like I'm like, oh, okay, we have a horrible top laner and we have a really aggressive bot lane, so I'll switch up my clear. Or like the enemy jungler is like I see them start red, and so then I'll swap my clear because I want to match or something like that. But most of the time, I just kind of go in. I'm just like, all right, I'm just gonna do normal clear because there's just usually not enough information for me to like change up my clear. So I'm kind of curious, like, how do you feel to optimally clear early game, like on your first clear? Do you have a set path that you take almost every game, or are there certain factors that you look at the beginning of every game that kind of dictates what you do on your first clear?
oh yeah. There's definitely things that like if I'm Sag, I can start whatever fuck I want. So like for instance, let's say I'm purple side, right?
Right.
Okay, so if my bottom is Janna and I don't know what's a champion that does nothing early.
Vayne.
Yeah, Vayne. I won't gank that lane because there's no point. Like Janna
Right.
and they don't play anything to the gank.
Yeah,
So
no CC at all.
no CC. So it's just like ignored or like yeah, I would just ignore them. Any other ones like maybe Fiora versus Camille top, I'd be like, interesting. So I'll go there. TF mid versus no cleanse, interesting. I'll go there. Um, so like, yeah, I just prioritize lanes. Obviously, I think you can prioritize. I don't know if you just tell bot to stay safe, then you can win. But like, also ganking bot is really strong because right now it's an ardent meta.
That was actually my next question because, like, I feel like bot lane is just so important. Like, I always complain about it in my videos. I'm like, it's a bot lane meta, and it sucks because if I feel like even if I get the worst bot lane, I don't even if I can't bot lane, if my bot lane is not as skilled or as OP as the other bot lane, I feel like I lose because especially as Lee Sin, I just don't do anything late game.
Yeah.
So I was gonna ask, like, do you typically favor bot side in this meta, or do you send resources everywhere depending on like?
Hell, if I have an off-roll top laner, that lane's like he's garbage. Like, don't go to that lane. Or
Well,
like,
you don't really know who's off roll unless if you take the
you have
time to
you have an
look.
idea. If you look at the op GG of your champ select, like you can
That's
be
true.
like, okay, this guy sucks. This guy, okay. Like also, just camping people on their main rows is like really good. You just have to op GG everyone in champ select. Takes like 3 seconds.
That's definitely something I don't do. I should probably
Yeah,
start
you
doing
can
that.
probably try doing that. It actually tells you information about your laners.
Even if bot lane isn't like a lane that you think it would really be impactful early, like they wouldn't really respond to your gank spell. Like,
I mean,
like you said, Janavane, do you because of the meta, do you still prioritize that lane at least around the mid game, if not the early game, because of the meta, or do you play the jungle the same way you did before in terms of like where you're at on the map? Like, I mean, I sometimes will snowball top lane and it feels like it does nothing because like obviously some top laners will use it, but I feel like if the enemy bot lane gets ahead and our top lane gets ahead, it's almost always in favor of the bot lane that got ahead, you know?
Well, essentially what the game should kind of work right now is the way you snowball up top lane is you kill them, you kill the top laner, and then their job is to basically support the bot lane with the TP, so you can get like a 4v4, and then you win that 4v4. Otherwise, top lane, it's just not as impactful of AD carry. So yeah, everything's kind of based around bot lane, but I mean, yeah, if you can go for a free gank bot lane, you can do it. Go for it. There's like a certain route I do from top side. So let's say I start purple side, I would go red, then I'd go wolves, then I'd do blue. And then you know how you can take that blast plant and then gank them there, right? Most times they're overextended, right?
Yeah, like a level 3 gank, you're saying?
Something like that. So that might work. The second path that a lot of people don't use is after blue, you go into their jungle, and you know that blast plant around Dragon Pit?
Right. You just go over the wall to avoid wards.
Or if you just see them like leave the lane, like you can assume that ward is in your bush, the one where you can hop over with your blast plant.
If they're overextended, I hear you. Yeah.
You can take their blast plant or just go into the tri bush, one of the two, as a gank route, which is really cheesy and fun. That's how you can get 1 or 2 kills.
So, okay, this isn't a question I wrote down, but like, I'll be in situations where I go to like gank bot lane or mid lane or whatever. I go for a play, right? Yeah. And as I get closer to the play, to making the play, it starts to not pan out. Like maybe I'm going bot lane, but then they get pushed under tower like as soon as I get there, or like they back off because they have wards, and I'm like, it's probably low percentage now. But I'll sometimes overcommit is what I'm saying, because I don't want to feel like I'm wasting time, because if I waste time, then I feel like the enemy jungler gets ahead. But if I just go for the low percentage play and it works out, then like everything's good. So I find myself overcommitting a lot. Like when you're in that situation where you go for a play and then you realize, fuck, this isn't gonna work, and you just wasted 30 seconds.
Yeah.
How do you normally respond? Like sometimes I feel like I don't know what to do, so I'll just like go back to a camp and clear. There's got to be something better I could be doing with my time. I know it depends on the situation, but is there like a general rule of thumb that you have when you like change your mind on like a gank?
So okay, let's say if I were Lee Sin and I were heading bot lane, and then I just see them back off because like I guess the river was warded, I'm like, okay, not gonna go for it, because like if you do go for it, the enemy might react and be like, the fuck over here, Sedge, and fucking kill this Lee Sin, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Like usually what might happen if they like come back because they want to bait you out, and you walked them ward, and you kind of know that because they backed off, right?
Right.
So in that sense, it's just like too risky to go back in, unless for instance you do something really cheesy, because I know I've backed out and like I knew where the ward was, so I would do a different route, like maybe behind the tri-bush. Let's just assume we're purple side, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I do like a different route and pretend I'm not going there, kind of thing. Like you can just develop all these super weird cheesy routes to get your gank to actually go off, which might happen. So you can try that.
So you'll like, reroute, or you'll just...
Or like, what you could do is, let's say like maybe a pink ward would spot it out mid lane, right? Mm-hmm. And then you take, like, you know where the river is, and there's a little stupid little middle bush, right? Let's say there's a pink ward there, right? You hit it 4 times and then you back out, but then after, you know, there's like that 2-second delay before the vision fucks up, so you fake the back out and maybe you can gank mid again.
You kind of like make them think you're spotted, they're not going to go mid now, and then in that 2 seconds then you turn around. Okay, I see what you're saying. I think I've subconsciously done that before, but I definitely don't abuse that, but I completely get what you're saying. All right, let's just have to
be super creative with your gank routes, like, or like this will work, etc.
This has probably been one of the most like controversial topics for junglers recently. It's Ketchup XP, and I'm curious like what your thoughts are on Ketchup XP and just how it affects jungle right now. Like, is there a trick to abusing that or playing around it? Because I feel like most of the time it works against me, not for me. Like, I'll get a huge lead on the jungler early, but then somehow they just catch up so easily, even if I'm like farming better or like have way more kill participation. I could be wrong. I'm just curious like what your experience with Ketchup XP has been like, and if you have any like insights on that.
Well, it's great for tank junglers because they can come back even if they get shut down early, so it's good for them. Right. But for carry junglers, it's definitely bad because like they get a lead, but it doesn't mean much. Tanks will outscale them, so their
That's
lead
part
is
of the reason why tanks are better right now.
yeah. But for me, like, I don't really care because I just play what the meta is, and basically what I do is, as a jungler, tank jungler, is I just try and like get super optimal gank paths. I hate farming. Like,
Yeah.
and what I realize is farming doesn't do much, and
Yeah, definitely not in this season.
no, like it used to when Graves and who else was, you remember that meta?
Yeah.
Graves, all that.
Kha'Zix.
It was really good for that meta, but now in this meta, like farming doesn't do shit. Like the only reason you would farm is because you can't find a gank.
That's a good.
Or
That's
something.
that's true. I used to like think like, oh, if I'm gonna gank somewhere, I need to clear everything on that side.
Yeah, I used to do that too, but I'm like, I just skip gank. I just skip camps now because I know that
unless
this
it gives me a level that I need, then I'll just skip it. Yeah, that's definitely something I've started to realize recently. So you think that's the correct thought process, is to be like skipping camps if I have a better gank opportunity?
Yeah, because I feel like you get more benefits for getting a kill now than farming.
Even a summoner, it's just like
I don't like getting. So for me, I don't like getting summoners
because you don't play like champions that can really abuse that.
Like if I'm Rammus and they have mid Talia with cleanse, I just kind of ignore that lane. It's just so hard, like, because I'm just like,
it's not gonna work.
It's not gonna work. She's gonna blow some sums, and if they see it coming, then what happens is, then a jungler might she might flip me in her tower or something, and I'm fucked. One thing I do want to say is like, you kind of like, I didn't realize it, but I don't really speak in chat. Scar pointed that out when I met him. He's like, you never. I'm like, do you think I'm toxic? He's like, no, because you never type in chat. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, /mute all. Like, I definitely do that most games, honestly, because usually I'm recording. The reason why I /mute all is because I'm like, I do not want to get caught up in chat and then like make my recording shit because I get tilted or something. Yeah. So I usually just /mute all, so I pay attention to the commentary. I mean, yeah, I would say I'm a strong believer in not typing. Sometimes I do it anyways, but
yeah. When I smurf, I just like don't care. I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna do this. That if someone bitches at me, like, okay. I don't really mute him. I just go, okay.
Okay. Yeah. You just gotta like not give a shit, because like most of the time they're just being salty, and even if they have a point, it's like, okay, whatever. I have made one bad play, dude. Get over it.
Yeah.
All right. The last thing I've written down is, it's not really a question. It's more of just me like asking for feedback. Like, part of the reason why I'm stuck is probably because I'm not asking the right questions, you know, fair point, or fixing the right issues with my play. Because I always think like, oh, the reason why I'm losing is because this, and that. But in reality, I probably don't know what it is that I'm doing wrong that's keeping me from climbing. So is there any like general advice or tips that like you noticed made you a lot better, or you think I should know? I feel like I might not be focusing on the right things. So I don't know, maybe in the future I could get like a VOD review or spectate. But if there's anything you think would really help me out without actually watching my games, like I just want to hear what you have to say, honestly.
Look at how the high-low Lee Sins play, and then try and convert some of that into your own gameplay. You probably do that already.
op.gg. I did that to Peanut once, but Peanut, it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to like apply what you see. You know what I mean? What
did he do that was interesting that you kind of caught out?
Yeah, so this was about I want to say like 10 months ago. This video like popped. This video like I know. I gotta visit him again. This like popped off. I made a video about it of me spectating him. I think
I saw it somehow. I don't remember how I saw it.
Yeah, it's like the video I have on like my front page of my YouTube channel. But yeah. I noticed that he like, there's a few things I noticed. The first big thing I took from him was how he abuses Fog of War patches. Oh, like yeah, like I never used to like think about that, but like there's certain spots on the map where like even if they have a ward, you can sit there and like not be seen. So it's just like knowing where wards are probably placed and then not going in that ward.
Oh yeah, I do that now. That is one thing I do now.
For example, mid lane, there's a certain point that if you walk, like let's say you're coming from, let's say you're on bottom side and you're trying to gank mid lane from like the top side, like the most upper right part of the lane, and they're like in the middle of the lane, there's a point where if you keep walking, the tower is going to see you there. But if you stop at a certain point, you'll still be in Fog of War, and you just kind of sit there as close as you can, waiting for them to overextend. It's just like knowing where that limit is so you don't get seen. Like that's kind of what I mean by patches.
Say the Renekton top, he pushed in, and you're against the Renekton top, and he left the lane. You have to know that he's just gonna ward something, and depending on how long he leaves the lane, he might have like if he just dips in, dips out, or if he dips out, he probably warded the bush and came back in. If he dips in for like 10 seconds, and he's from top side, he might have warded your blue side blue.
Right.
Makes sense because he took like 10 seconds to go.
Okay, so I definitely. You saying this makes me realize that I'm not looking at the minimap enough. Like, I mean, I do look at the minimap, obviously, but I feel like I'll go too long periods of times without looking at the minimap, so I sometimes miss that information. So I guess, like, the first thing I'm already thinking about now is, like, forcing myself to just always, if I'm not doing anything that requires immediate attention, just, like, look at the minimap and, like, see if I can see anything that would give me, like, important information.
I would constantly look at the minimap. If anyone goes off the minimap, especially like levels 2 to 4, I just assume they're warding something. So I'm just like,
and then you know like how long you have or like what path you need to take to get there.
Yeah.
And then you don't waste time as a result because you go where something's warded.
So like let's say if I was blue side and then Renekton did that stupid shit and he warded my blue, right?
Yeah.
I'd be like, okay. So what I would do is I know like the river is bad. Even going in a blast cone might be bad because he might have warded my blue. So I just take the big long path to the tribe into their jungle to the tri bush and then just gank him that way.
Right.
A really good way to think about this is the moment they see you in vision is the moment they'll react. So if you can get as close as possible while staying in fog of war, it's really good because that means they have less time to react. So for instance, let's say you're ganking mid, right?
Okay.
And you want to gank behind the cliff. And let's say the minion wave is coming. It's actually really good to have the minions come to mid lane before they can spot you. And then coming like, you know, out of that fog of war, you can then get more time to get closer to the enemy. And so he's going to have less time to react. So basically it's good to wait until the minion wave doesn't catch you from sight. And then you can gank after it reaches the mid lane or whatever.
All right. Well, that's pretty much all I had written down. I know it was like kind of just like informal. I didn't want to take too much of your time, so I didn't want to like have you spectate me or something. With that being said, though, would you ever be down in the future to like go over a VOD or something?
I actually find it fun to coach people.
Okay, good. Because I'll probably want to come back and have you like actually give me like a formal coaching session because I just wanted to start off with this because I think it's a good starting point for me to start thinking about some things. Yeah. But yeah, I think at the end of the day, the only way I'm like really gonna improve is for you to just pick me apart, because obviously you're doing something right to be top 10 as a jungle main. All right, so yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you go and check out Pantsar Dragon. Like I said, if you guys don't already know who he is, he's a challenger player. He has a channel. He's got like 700,000 subs, and he does a climbing series as well. So definitely go check him out. Link for his channel is down in the description. I'm going to end the video there, and maybe we'll bring Pants back for another coaching session if this video does well, if you guys like this. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and until next time, I'll see you guys later. Peace.